Hello and welcome. My name's Magnus Mulliner, and what I would like to do is to remind you people how to take control of your health. And one way I'm going to do that is by just telling you a couple of things which I believe when you apply in your life, or at least I found it that way, you'll find it very useful. The first thing, and especially when it comes around about this festive Christmas time, there's a lot of pressure put on by family and friends, and I find it very useful to understand that it's your job, just like it's my job, to mentally and emotionally abuse myself. I can't, no one else can do that for me, only I can do that to myself. So in other words, I'm owning that. So the so-called pressure is because somebody said something or did something or didn't say something or didn't do something, and I feel like I should have, I'm not impressed with myself. So if I'm never impressed with myself, that can cause this thing called shame. And shame is a very negative emotion which we carry throughout our childhood and then into our adulthood, and it has varying degrees. And if you want to read Power versus Force by Hawkins, he explains in more detail how much of a powerful emotion that is. But two things I'd like you to take away from this simple recording, and you probably already know this stuff. Firstly, never ever take things personally. That's not your job. It's not my job to either. Do not take things personally. I'm not saying that you don't listen, but don't take it personally. Secondly, always accept your reality. What do I mean? Well, when you see, feel, hear, taste or smell or even intuitively sense something and you don't like it, just accept it. You don't have to like it, but you can accept it. And what I found really useful is when I direct this thing, which I call the super brain, and I say to myself, what can I do to improve this situation? What could I do to create a win? What are the actual benefits that I didn't realise? What's actually funny about that situation? Because the law of polarity, and what I mean by that is there are always opposites. Where there's an up, there's a down, a left, there's a right, hot, cold. There always has to be this homeostasis or balance in our lives. And if we move to one area where we see perhaps a negativity, there's always going to be another positivity, but we just need to change our focus. So we need to redirect our super brain to find it. So two things. First of all, never ever take things personally. That's not your job and that's not my job to do that. And secondly, always accept your reality. In other words, if my car broke down, I don't have to like it. But getting annoyed and kicking the wheel, that's not going to change the fact that my car's broken down. So let me ask myself a question. What can I do to improve this situation right now? Okay, I've got a phone. Oh, I've got a signal. Great, I could phone somebody, phone the RAC, whatever is required. Yeah? But then I suppose I'm changing my thinking. So the equation that I often remind my clients is a simple one. And basically it's all about your thoughts lead to your behaviour, which equals your reality. Or you might think of it as your thoughts lead to your actions equal your outcomes. That's another way of looking at it. Now, if you're not happy with your reality or your outcomes or your result, then guess what? Change your thinking. How do you do that? Well, let me remind you about what Einstein said. He said problems cannot be solved by the same level of thinking which created them. So if you're in a situation that you don't like you've got pressure from your outlaws or your in-laws, and it's Christmas time and blah 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 blah, and that chattering monkey, which I call the ego. Now don't get me wrong, the ego is not a bad thing. I mean, if you didn't have an ego, you'd probably be dead. I'll tell you why, because it's there to protect you and I. If we're walking along the end of a cliff, oh, it'd be nice just to jump up. No, your brain's stand back, you muppet, you're gonna die. You might want to listen to that chattering monkey telling you what to do, but there are other times in your life where the chattering monkey doesn't serve you, but it's there on your shoulder just telling you. So when you realise that and you can catch yourself when it's telling you something that doesn't serve you in any one moment, thank you very much, but I'm up to something new, and just do it, because there are always consequences to your actions just like there are to mine. So whether you do nothing, or whether you do nothing, or whether you do something, there's always a consequence. So, back to my message. Two things. Firstly, in order to control your state of mind, remember, do not take it personally. That's not your job and that's not my job to do that. Secondly, Always accept your reality. You don't have to like it, but accept it. And then think of a question, a better, smarter question that you could ask yourself, which could direct you away from this situation, wherever it is, whatever you have created. Because without you, there is no other. And remember, any relationship you have with another person, you've got to take 50% responsibility, because if you took them away, then they obviously wouldn't be there, and neither would then what you would class as a problem. There are no problems in life. There are challenges, and with the challenge, there then comes an opportunity. So here's a wonderful opportunity for you to literally take control of yourself right now and ask yourself a question. In what area of my life can I improve my thinking? And when you do that, hopefully your behaviour or actions will change, your reality changes, and the wonderful thing is you can create then a new destiny. I hope you found that useful. Create an exciting day. Bye for now.